भूषण सर कैसे क्लास टीचर
डिसअपॉइंटमेंट होती है
भूषण सर
हां
मैंने स्क्रीनशॉट किया था आई गेस मैं
तो अच्छा ये बोलेंगे जो अच्छा कर रहा है उनके साथ और जिसको उन्होंने पूरा देखते करते हुए देख लिया वो फिर कल तो उसकी समझ
आजकल रफ के लग रहा है
सात्विक भूषण सर वैसे ही है ना
सात्विक मेरे मार्क पड़ गए क्या मेरे मार्क पड़ गए
मार्क तो पड़ी
भूषण सर
मेरे को तेरे को पड़ी है पता है
तूने पढ़ी क्यों मस्ती मस्ती में
और मुझे नहीं पढ़ती
याद है
मुझे नहीं पढ़ती
नहीं मुझे नहीं पढ़ती और ऐसे 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 लेकर
अरे यार अभी वापस खेलने जा रहे
ए हट नाम के नाम
सत्ता नहीं
एंडर ड्रैगन बॉल बैठने का
सुना
तेरे की इंग्लिश होता है
कर वैसे
हां
सुन
हां ये तेरे भाई का बर्थडे मना रहा है मेरे भाई का बर्थडे देख इसका भाई है छोटा
सात्विक
मुकल आया है
भूषण सर ऐसे
ये वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट एक्स्ट्रा है अरे भाई मेरी ड्राइंग खुद मुझे वो फेल होने वाली है सर ही वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट इन यूजिंग 90%.
हेलो
Nice to see you all. Last time I only had him. And you and
Best what are we gonna do today? Any stuff.
Merchant of Venice. Because he told me most of the text is done. You told me most of the text is done.
You only know.
Sorry.
When you only know that what had been planned. I didn't saw the screen. I allowed.
हाँ मैंने तो
वो हो गया और फिर आप just show me that because he told me when it comes to poetry, Heart of the Tree is done, Cold Within is done, Bagel Cellar is done, After Blenheim is done, television is also done. Sorry, television is not done, na? And when it comes to short stories, Chief Seattle is done, Old Man at the Bridge is done, Horse and Two Goats is done, Hearts and Hands is done, A Face in the Dark is done. Last time we did A Face in the Dark. And the last lesson for you is an engine in disguise. So only one lesson and one poem is remaining. You have first 5 poems and first 6 lessons. Yes, sir. पता नहीं.
आपका तो सिलेबस नहीं दिया है. एग्जाम 17 हाँ 17 हाँ भाई वही 18 का
एक जीपीएस बहुत हो जाता है.
मैथ में बस क्या सैनिटेशन
How are you today? Better?
I'm from movie from the drama we all you know like third question. I did that third question. मैंने भी
इंग्लिश ग्रामर अच्छा क्या वो तो बेस्ट है
Question 3 and where is the grammar set part?
ग्रामर
नहीं है.
ग्रामर नहीं सिर्फ रीडर
ग्रामर का तो बहुत अच्छा है
अरे 2 मिनट का पेपर
देखो इतना प्राउड फील हो रहा है 350 वर्ड्स बस में 463
मैंने भी वही लिखा.
मैं 463 वर्ड्स लिखे
और ये पता है क्या कि
What is known as mother tongue words of words or
A, D वगैरह भी काम किया तो 400 का ही लगा
अच्छा
explain the process of regeneration. How do the trees provide the harvest of the following? What does the expression underlies illustrated? So you could do this poem, poetry comprehension.
I took all questions from poem only and one question from prose and one question from that.
I don't even remember the questions याद भी नहीं है
It could include.
As long as you all could do it well, that's what matters. Okay. Last time. Last time we did Act 2, Scene 2. Scene 2? 4.
पीछे गया
I'll do the recap, okay, quickly. Now, Act 2, Scene 1. What happens in Act 2, Scene 1?
Act 2 scene 1 is done.
अरे recap
I'm just I'm just doing the recap. What happens in Act 2, Scene 1?
Lancelot wants to join Bassanio.
No, in Act 2, Scene 1 we have Morocco. The Prince of Morocco. Okay, the Prince of Morocco. Do you have any idea where is Morocco? Yes, northern part of Africa. And therefore he has a little dark complexion. So here he tells Portia, what does he tell Portia? Don't go by my complexion. This is the complexion which is loved by the women in my country. And he tells that he is a very brave man. He has defeated the king of Persia, then he has defeated the king of Turkey, and he's been a very brave man. He's afraid of no one. She says, I agree. She doesn't look down on him because he has darker complexion, but she is bound by
Father's will.
Father's will. Very good. So she tells him, you choose the correct casket and I'll be yours. Okay, that is Act 2, Scene 1. What happens in Act 2, Scene 2?
Now
Lancelot and Gogo. Who's Lancelot?
Shylock's
Servant. Okay. And who's Gogo?
Gogo's father.
Who's father? Lancelot. Okay. Now this Lancelot and Gogo's, there are two things in this. There is dialogue between Lancelot and Gogo. Gogo is a blind man. Globo had left his son when he was very young. Okay. Now he has come to find his son who's grown up. He knows that he's grown up and he's working with Shylock. He comes to this place and then Lancelot recognizes him. Of course, Gogo does not recognize him initially.
That he's there.
Yes. And then he tries to fool around with him. Very rarely they ask question on Gogo and Lancelot.
Yes.
Okay, very extremely rare. Only if your teachers want to trick you then. Because there is nothing great in that.
Why does he do it? Like the ranking?
Ranking because he is little upset that his father had left him when he was young. And now he has come back. So he tries to prank his father. Finally, he confesses that that Lancelot is his own son. And then he tells him, then they say, who do they see? They see Bassanio. Then what is Lancelot? What did Lancelot want to do?
Join Bassanio.
Join Bassanio and leave Shylock's job. Bassanio. So now he requests. Now this Lancelot, he is not very fluent. He's not very fluent when it comes to talking. He's not very confident when it comes to talking, and therefore he keeps making mistakes. So this part is actually a humorous part where Lancelot keeps on making mistakes, using wrong words. Both Gobo and Lancelot in the last part try to tell Bassanio that how his son, that is Lancelot, wants to work for him. Bassanio says, are you sure you want to leave your rich master and come and work for a new master who's not rich enough? So, but Lancelot says that he is good by nature and therefore he wants to work with him. Bassanio gives orders to his servant, give him good uniform and make sure that he's comfortable. There your scene 2 ends. Okay. What happens in scene 3?
Jessica.
Act 2.
Yes. Now who's Jessica? Shylock's daughter. Okay.
Jessica.
Shylock's daughter, Jessica. Lancelot comes to Shylock's house to take leave. To take leave means to say goodbye. He meets Jessica. Well, then Jessica feels bad because Jessica says that this house is so dull and this Lancelot he used to keep talking and that was the only great entertainment for Jessica. Before leaving, what does Jessica give him? What does she give him? A letter. For whom?
Lorenzo.
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 Lorenzo. The letter is for Lorenzo. She tells him, when you go to Antonio's house, Bassanio's house, there will be Lorenzo. Okay, he'll be there. He's been invited for the feast. So without anybody coming to know, without anybody finding out, you go and give this letter to him. Then Act 2, Scene 4. What happens in Act 2, Scene 4?
They ask for torchbearers.
They ask for torchbearers. Okay. Gratiano, Lorenzo, Salarino and Salarino. All these four friends, they meet together. It is feast time and during the feast, they have planned that they will do what will they do?
Walking on the street.
Okay, what is it called? As entertainment, yes, as entertainment for the guest, they will have like parade. They'll wear different masks and they'll have parade. Now, when they do the parade, everybody, have you seen those parades in Brazil and all?
Yes.
If not, so they wear, those beautiful masks, and then there are. So, and then in those days, because the roads were not very lit, therefore they always needed one torch bearer. Okay, so this man who's wearing a mask will be walking from behind, and in front there will be a torch bearer who will be holding a torch. Okay, now usually the torch bearers are the servants. What is the word here for a servant? The page. The page. Okay. The page. So they say that, oh, we need a torch bearer. So all these four have gathered together. They say, let's go get ready so that and come. But we still do not have a torch bearer. So then our Salanio says that, hey, if it is not done in style, then it is not done properly. He likes to do everything. He likes to do things in style. So let's do it in style. In the meantime, who comes? Lancelot comes. Lancelot comes and gives a letter to Lorenzo. Lorenzo reads the letter and he says, hey, I've got my page. I know who will be my torchbearer. You go and look for your own torchbearers. You go and find your own torchbearers. So these three friends go. Only Gratiano and Lorenzo remain. And that time Lorenzo tells Gratiano that who has sent a letter to him? Jessica. And in that letter she has explained. What has she explained? Any idea?
How we should elope.
Yes. She has explained how, from where he should take her and the entire plan, how they should run away from her father's house. Okay. So she also agrees. She also tells him that she's going to take gold and jewels from his father's house, and from where he should pick her up, and that's it. Okay. Now Act 2, Scene 5. Again. Act 2, Scene 5. अभी तक समझा क्या हुआ? अभी even Lorenzo knows that where he has to pick up Jessica from, वो पूरा प्लान बन गया है और अभी बड़े एक्साइट हो रहे हो तुम लोग सुन के? Shylock tells Jessica to lock the house properly when he goes for dinner with Bassanio. Shylock has an evil foreboding. What is foreboding? Foreboding मतलब वो intuition रहता है ना? He has some evil intuition. कुछ तो बुरा होने वाला. However, he is happy that Lancelot is gone. Jessica bids farewell to her father. The irony is that Shylock's forebodings are right. Her father's absolute faith in her, that is Jessica, comes as a contrast to her betrayal. She is planning to betray her father, and the father is telling her to clog the doors, and he has complete faith in his daughter. Okay. Scene, where does it take place? Venice. Before Shylock's house, enter Shylock and Lancelot. Okay, who would like to read? Go ahead.
Shylock. Well, thou shalt see.
Thou shalt.
Where I shall be thy judge, the difference of old Shylock and What, Jessica? Thou shalt not govern thy and go farther with me. What, Jessica? And sleep and snow and rest in the bed.
Yeah, is it funny? Then you can read.
Ma'am, I was in some braces now, so he said that I'm talking like a toddler or something.
Oh no, not at all.
Not at all. Yesterday he was saying that I'm talking like a toddler. That's like that.
Okay, so he says. Now here the initial dialogue is between Shylock and Lancelot. Okay, Shylock is telling Lancelot, "Thou shalt see." Now you will see. Thy eyes shall be thy judge. You will see from your own eyes the difference between old Shylock and Bassanio. अब तुमको समझेगा क्या difference है Shylock और Bassanio में. You know that is it. Now you will see with your own eyes. You will get to see here. And you know in between, you know how this dialogue goes? He's talking to Lancelot, and at the same time he's calling his daughter. Okay, so Lancelot, now you will see with your own eyes the difference between Jessica. He's calling Jessica. Therefore, it is written what Jessica. Okay, that is how it goes. Thou shalt not gormandize. You will not get to eat there like you used to hog. You know, eat so much. So here in my house, you used to eat all the time. Thou hast done with me as thou hast done with me. What, Jessica? And sleep and snore and rent apparel out. Why, Jessica? I said. That means you will not get to eat and sleep. According to him, the servant used to only eat and sleep and snore. And wear clothes, you know, and his clothes would wear out quickly. बहुत जल्दी कपड़े फट जाते थे तो उसके ऊपर बस खर्चा ही करना पड़ता था. खाता था, पीता था, सोता था और उसको हर बार कपड़े फटते थे इसलिए नया लेना पड़ता. Understood? So he says, now you will come to know how it is to work with me and Bassanio. Read.
Lancelot. Why, Jessica? Shylock. Who bid thee call? I do not bid thee call.
Okay. So here वो बीच-बीच में Jessica को बुलाता रहता है. What, Jessica? And sleep and snore and read apparel. What, Jessica? तो बीच में ये भी what, Jessica? Calls Jessica. So therefore, Shylock gets angry. Who bids the call? Who asked you to call my daughter? I do not bid the call. Read.
Lancelot. Your worshipper want to tell me that I could not nothing without bidding. Enter Jessica. Jessica, call you. What is the will? Shylock. I am grateful to supper, Jessica. These are my keys, but wherefore should I go? I am not prepared for love that flatter me. But yet I will go in hate to feed upon the prodigal Christian. Jessica, my girl, look to my house. I am right close to go. There is some ill a great word my rest. For I did dream of money last night.
So here, Lancelot says, your worship, you used to tell me no. He says, who asked you to call? I never asked you to call my daughter. So Lancelot, you used to tell me no, you never do anything without telling. So now I'm doing things without telling. I know you never asked me to call, but I'm doing things without telling. In the meantime, Jessica comes out. She asks What is your will? What do you want? The Shylock says, I'm built to supper. I'm going for supper. These are my keys. Take the keys. But then, and then he's talking to himself. But why should I go? Wherefore should I go? Why should I go? I'm not built for love. They are not calling me out of love. They are just calling me to flatter me. Because I've given them money, they are calling me there to please me. But that's okay. I'll go in hate. I'll go there. Though they hate me, I'll go. Why? To feed upon the prodigal Christian. That means I'll go. They hate me, no? I still go. This Christian, he spends his money and without thinking. So let me also enjoy the yes. Eat together, but he told him that he will not eat pork and all that. So probably they had prepared a different kind of food for him. Mashed potato, chicken, goat, ऐसे कुछ बना होगा. Sorry, they don't eat chicken. Yes, sure.
You sit खाता है. हाँ, बोल भी खाते हैं, बोल करते हैं. उनको भी ऐसा करते हैं, इंटेंशन करते हैं कि नहीं खाते.
So only they don't eat pork, but otherwise they can eat beef and everything. So they eat everything else other than pork. So he says, fine, let me also go and eat and let this man spend money on himself. I'm right, loath to you. There is some ill brewing towards my rest. I have some intuition that something bad is going to happen. For I did dream of money bags. I dreamt of money bags. I have a feeling I'm going to lose my money bags.
I beseech you, sir. Go, my young master. Don't expect your reapproach.
Yes, he says, no, I'm telling you, I'm requesting you, please go. My young master is waiting for you.
So do I his. And they have conspired together. I will not say you shall see a mask, but if you do, then it was not for nothing that my nose fell a bleeding on Black Monday last at 6 o'clock.
In the
morning, falling out that year on Ash Wednesday was 4 years in the
Now you know what? See, Shylock he says, no, you please go. My master, my young master is waiting it should be approach. Means waiting for you to come. Reproach means to reproach someone means to scold someone. Okay? So as I told you, Lancelot always uses wrong words. So Shylock says, so do I. That means even I want to scold him. But he doesn't understand. He says, yes, and they have conspired together. Both unintentionally, he just blurts out that they have conspired together. किसकी बात कर रहा है actually वो? Lorenzo and his own daughter. And then suddenly he realizes कि अरे ये क्या बोल दिया उसने. So he tries to cover it. And he covers it by blabbering anything. So he says, I will not say that you shall see a mask. Now he does, I am not saying that you will see a masquerade. Masquerade means the parade. You see a mask, but if you do, then it was not for nothing that my nose fell a bleeding on Black Monday last at 6 o'clock. That means he's telling you will see a mask. That is the reason my nose started bleeding because something was going to happen. Nonsense. This is utter nonsense. He starts blabbering something to cover because he was about to leak the information. अरे वो पहले ही बोल देता था ना that I and they have conspired together. He's about to tell कि Lorenzo and your daughter have conspired together, but he only says they. And after saying that, he realizes that he has done a mistake. And then he starts telling this आगे का story. Something. Okay, read.
Silence. What are the masks? Here you meet Jessica. Lock up my doors, and when you hear the drum and the file scream.
One minute. Usually, when your nose starts bleeding, it's considered a bad omen. So they say that is. So it's not that it's a bad omen. So therefore, I have, but then I had a bad omen last Wednesday. That time only I knew that there is something wrong going to happen. But all the wrong things that the only wrong thing that you see is the mask. People walking in masks.
And the wild squealing of the dry-necked wife clamber not you up to the casements, then nor thrust your head into the public street, to gaze on Christian fools with varnished faces, but stop my house where I mean my casements.
Okay, let's understand this. So Shylock says what? Are there masks? That means, is there going to be a parade where people wear masks and walk on the street? Have you here you meet Jessica. She says, now here, listen to me, Jessica. Lock up the doors. She says, lock up the doors when you hear the drum. You know, when there are parades, there are drums and there are not Chennai, but then there is the pipes. Okay, so he says trumpets. So he says, lock the door when you hear those drums or that wild squealing of the wry neck pipes. That means those trumpets. Okay, the minute you hear those sounds, lock the doors. And don't you clamber to the casements. Don't run to the window and pull your head out of the window and look at the street. See what is happening. To see what is happening. To gaze the Christian fools with varnished faces. And you'll have to sit last, huh? So he says, don't you put your neck out of the window to see those Christian fools who have varnished, colored their faces. Okay. Stop my house's ears. What are house's ears?
Walls.
घर के कान मतलब windows. Your windows. Okay. Stop my house's ears. I mean my casements. Yes.
Let not the sound of shallow mockery enter my sober house. By the look staff, I swear I have no mind of feasting for tonight. But I will go you before me, Sarah. See, I will come.
Okay.
What is Sarah?
Sira means that is a term to address the servant. Jare. That's it. You know, Chotu. Okay.
उसकी दूसरी होती है.
So he says, close those windows. Let not those sounds, let not my house hear those sounds that those Christians are making on the street. Okay. He says, by Jacob's staff, I swear. The way Christians believe in Jesus Christ, Jacob is the Jews, okay, head, you can say. And you understand staff, all these people, they hold this staff. That is a long wooden stick-like thing with something on top. That is called a staff. So he says, I swear on the staff, I have no mind of feasting tonight. I don't want to go for this feast. But yet I will go. So you go before me, go and tell them I'm coming. That's it.
Consort, I will go before sir. Mistress, look out. I will go before sir. Mistress, look out at the window for all this. There will come a Christian God. Will be the word of a Jew's heart.
Okay, so he says, okay, I'll go, sir, before you and let them know. But mistress, you look out of the window because there is going to be there will come a Christian by, will be birth a Jew's heart. Who is this Christian?
Lawrence.
What is that Jews like?
Will be worth a Jew's height. He'll be worth seeing. She's a Jew, no? So he's telling she is worth seeing.
Child, what says that pool of Agnes offspring are?
He says, what does that pool of Hagar's offspring? That means it's a bad word actually. Oh, dash dash का बेटा क्या बोलते हैं?
अच्छा word.
अच्छा word सोचो.
His word for farewell mistress, nothing else.
She says nothing. He just said farewell mistress, goodbye mistress, nothing else.
Child, the patch is kind enough, but a huge feeder. Snails slow in profit, and he sleeps by day more than the wild cat. Drones hide not with me, therefore I part with him, and part with him to one that I would have him help to waste. His borrowed purse, well, Jessica, go in, perhaps I will return immediately. Do as I bid you, shut doors after you. Fast find. The proverb never stays in 50.
Yes. So he says, the patch is kind. Patch is, who's this patch? Patch means this man. Okay, this lad, this boy. Okay, so this patch. So here he says, this patch, this fool you can say. Patch means this fool, this idiot we say. This fool is kind, is nice. He's kind enough, but a huge feeder. बहुत खिलाना पड़ता है इसको, बहुत खाता है. Yeah, he's a huge feeder. Snail slow in profit. Doesn't work. He works like snail. So he's of no profit to me. Drones and he sleeps by day more than the wild cat. You know, wild cats usually they say they sleep by the day and they move around in the night. So he's like that. He sleeps by the
But
day.
Lancelot didn't go to Bassanio yet.
Yeah, he's gone to Bassanio and he's come to invite him. So that's when he's saying that I'm happy he's gone. He was kind, but he was a big feeder. बहुत खाता था. And plus, he used to sleep the whole day. More than wild cat. Drones high, not with me. Who's a drone? Drone is this male bee. You know the female bees, they work a lot, they collect the honey, and the male bee only sits there in the hive and does nothing. So he says he's like a drone bee, and I don't want this man who sits in my house, does no work and only eats. So drones hive not with me. Therefore I part with him. I'm happy to part with him. Meet him. And part with him to who? Part with him to one that I would have him help to waste. And I'm happy to part him to Bassanio. Go waste his borrowed purse. You understand what is his borrowed purse? He has borrowed money from Shylock, no? Shylock. So he says, let him go. Let him go and waste his borrowed purse. Spend his money. Eat in his house. Waste his money. Well, Jessica, go in. Perhaps I will return immediately. And do as I bid you. Do as I tell you. Shut doors after you. Fast bind, fast find. So he says, those who keep things protected, don't, what do you say? Fast bind, fast find means, if you lock up things, then you will never lose them. Lock up things well, then you never lose them. They are easy to find. They will always remain with you. So lock the house, take the keys, lock everything and sit inside the house. Farewell, Jessica says, farewell, and if my fortune be not crossed, I have a father, you a daughter lost. That means she says, yes, daddy, farewell, goodbye. If I'm lucky enough, I will lose a father and you will lose a daughter. Why? Because she wanted to run away with Lawrence. Okay. Now let's see what happens in Act 2, Scene 6. No, there are many. 3 No. Yes, go ahead. Actually, I had asked Shambhavi to read, so let her read some.
Scene 5.
Scene 6.
Practically.
What
This is the
five?
penthouse under the.
One minute. But you have only this year. You have only this actually scene 1. Not the entire act. Yes. Okay. Read.
This is the penthouse under the which
Read the first part. No, then it becomes easy.
that green box.
Yes.
The scene takes place outside Shylock's house, where Lorenzo and his friends met. Jessica appears on the balcony. She's ashamed as she has looted her father and has
Disguised herself. You know the meaning of disguise?
Yes.
To change your appearance.
And what does that mean? Looted.
She has looted her father.
Churalia.
She has. Yes, you know the meaning of loot, na? Loot, na? Yeah, so she has looted her father. She has taken gold and she has taken jewels from her father and she's planning to run away with this Lorenzo.
As a boy, she elopes with Lorenzo at the end of the scene, and Tenio informs that due to a change in the winds, Bassanio will leave for Belmont before the scheduled arc. The emphasis of the scene is on Jessica and Lorenzo and their mutual desires, which bridge religious and cultural divisions.
Okay. So this, see, for that time, we are talking about 15th century. For that time, this girl, who's a Jewish girl, falling in love with a Christian boy and without her father's permission, running away with him was a big crime, or you can a sin or a bold move, I would say. See, Shakespeare was far ahead of his time. Something that, even today, something that two people or a girl and a boy who belong to different religions falling in love and being married successfully is a difficult task, even today. So think about the times, 15th century, when they were much strict. Yes, they were far more strict. So, and that time he chose a topic and had characters where they fall in love. And not only fall in love but even run away. So therefore Shakespeare, even after 600 years, he is interesting. Because he is far ahead of his time. He wrote such things that we find, imagine, you can still relate to it, you can still enjoy it. You don't relate to it? Yes?
What is the meaning of emphasis?
It puts emphasis, it highlights. Yes. Okay, read. Venice. Now Venice, the street outside Shylock's house. अभी Shylock के घर के बाहर कौन है? Gratiano and Salarino, dressed as maskers.
Ma'am, what are maskers?
Maskers are those who walk in the parade. They wear masks. Okay, so they have worn different masks and they have worn costumes. So they are maskers. Yes.
Ma'am, if they are outside Shylock's house, then why Shylock can't see them?
The Shylock has already left. No.
Graciano. This is the penthouse under which Lorenzo desired us to make stand.
Okay, this is the penthouse. This is the porch. This is the area where कहीं तो shade रहा होगा. तो this is the porch where Lorenzo asked us to wait.
Salarino, this hour is almost past. Graciano.
And the time हो गया है. His hour is almost past, but he has not come yet.
Graciano, and it is marveled he outdwells his hour. For lovers ever run before the clock.
He says, I wonder how come he is late, because lovers are usually before time. No, when you want to meet your girlfriend, you're before time. You're eager to see, no?
He's basically taunting, right? Because Shylock and Bassanio, he's basically taunting him, right?
No, he's saying how come they are waiting, because Lorenzo had asked him to come there because they were planning to take what is her name? Jessica and run. Now these two friends, जिनका कुछ वास्ता ही नहीं है जेसिका से, वो आके खड़े हुए. They are waiting for Lorenzo. Baba Lorenzo आजा, then we'll take her and we'll go.
And they know about it.
Yes, they know about it.
नीचे लगा
Usually friends know na. Friends know the plan.
Sport will get much secretive.
See in this, no, in this scene 4, Greciano, Lorenzo tells Greciano. In scene 4, Lorenzo tells Greciano that Jessica has asked me to go to her house and pick her up, and she's going to carry jewels and gold, all that. Okay, so that's why they are waiting. And you know, where is this boy? This man has not come yet. Usually lovers are before time. Yes.
Scenario. Both Often times faster vessels, pigeons fly, to seal love's bond unique, that they are known, to keep obliged faith or caution.
Okay, so he says that usually this pigeon, Venus, the goddess Venus, is considered the goddess of love. Okay, she has these doves. Pigeons means doves. Okay? So she says that usually they are the ones who seal they are the ones, it seems these doves carry the love message and seal the deal between two lovers. Okay? So what she says is when you are lovers, you want to be there on time and seal the deal. Okay, than those who are married. Once you're married, तुमको परवाह नहीं होती टाइम पे आना है टाइम पे नहीं आना है. और जब when they are lovers, then they want to come on time and be there. Okay, so to keep obliged faith unforfeited. So he says that once you're married, then you don't have to keep your promises. Then they don't bother. Before marriage, they keep their promise. Be there. If 4 बजे बोला तो 4 बजे वहाँ पे रहेगा. Greciano.
That ever holds who rise from peace.
Okay. So he says, Greciano says that ever holds, that is true. Who riseth from a feast with that keen appetite that he sits down? And that is right. You know, who remains hungry, who has the same appetite. See, when you go for a feast, you have big appetite. But एक बार खाना होने के बाद, you don't have the same appetite, no? So he says, so that is what he is explaining. कुछ समझ रहा है?
हाँ, yes.
So
आपको last वाला नहीं
कौन सा?
Greciano.
That ever holds means that is right. He says no, that when you are lovers, you want to keep the promises rather than married people. You know, the lovers always keep promises and be there on time rather than married people. He says that's right. No, who has the same appetite? Who riseth from a feast with that keen appetite that he sits down? That means this. Who has the same appetite that he had before eating food? When you have not eaten your feast, बहुत भूख रहता है. एक बार खाना होने के बाद फिर से वो खाना देख के भी you won't feel like eating, right? So there is the horse that doth untread again his tedious measures with the unbaited fire. The horse who has started running the race, he cannot retrace his same energy. Once he runs, he's tired. You can't expect him to have the same energy he had when he started running the race. Unbaited fire, that he did pace them first. All things that are with more spirit chase than enjoy. So he says it's more fun when you have to chase someone or something. Rather than, एक बार मिल गया ना तो उसमें मजा चला जाता है. Chase करने में ज़्यादा मजा आता है. So you enjoy chasing things more. Once you get them, then खत्म. Then that excitement is not. You say yes. Yes. Read.
How like a yokel or a
Prodigal.
they scrapped backwards from her native way, hugged and embarrassed by
Embraced
by the wanton wind.
Okay. That means he says it's like the scarf bark means a ship when it is about to sail, leave the bay and sail out. It is all its wind, it's the mast is up and it is happy. It is kissing, it is hugging, it is hugging and kissing the wind. Okay, when it is leaving. But how like the prodigal daughter she returns, but when she returns back, the same ship, when she returns back with over-weathered ribs and ragged sail. वही जो sails पहले इतने खुश थे to hug and kiss the wind are now tired and torn on their return journey. Okay, so here he is giving the example to tell that it's something when it is new, we are all excited. But the minute you get something, when it becomes old, there is no excitement.
There is no interest in that.
Exactly. So that's what he's saying. It's more fun when there is this girlfriend and boyfriend and when the love is new rather than once they are married. If they're married, there is not much excitement. That's it. And to explain that, he's giving these different examples. Okay, read. Salad. Page.
Page number 38.
Salad.
Here comes Lorenzo. More of this hereafter. Lorenzo.
Okay, 1 minute. Should we do the question answers of first scene 5 first?
Yes,
Should we do?
sir. Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, I have a feeling you'll forget what happened in scene 5.
Scene 5. Sir. Yes, sir.
And then you will read scene 6. Yeah? Yeah? पहले I'll give you questions on scene 5 because नहीं तो तुम लोग भूल जाओगे scene 5 में क्या हुआ.
Volume में से कि आप बताओगे? We have to take it from the volume or
Do you have a volume? Because I'll do it from. Acha, volume means this, na? It is very correct.
I'll write the words.
I'll write it on the board. And the passages. The patch is kind enough, but a huge feeder.
At the start.
See the last part. That entire thing. The patch is kind. That till that thrifty mind. The patch is kind enough. Mila?
Yes, ma'am.
Patch kind thrifty mind. And there is no pen. There are no pens.
Break. Thoda time kick your down. अरे bro ये कुछ नहीं है. ये क्रस्ट. ऐसा नहीं है. Okay.
And where is Ayush Patil? I have not seen Ayush Patil.
Ayush Patil
He
left.
left.
Okay.
He took commerce.
No, ma'am, no.
No, science.
He left the school.
He left
the world.
Sannyasi.
वीडियो तो किया वो कौन सा पेज है लास्ट वाला
Who is Shylock addressing?
Who is Shylock? I'm which?
the
The patch is kind enough till Tripti Mine.
कौन सा act है?
Act 5. Who is he addressing? Who is this patch? Who is he talking about?
Yes,
The patch timetable of till 50 minutes.
वो साले
नहीं लिखना नहीं पढ़ना है उसके क्वेश्चंस आएंगे
जो पहले ये लिख रहे हैं सारे क्वेश्चन लिख रहे हैं हमारे
let's see explain
should I write the question or only answer? Pehले question.
Write the questions. Do you want to take a break?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.